Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
The following podcast is brought to you exclusively by the Rad Rob Radio Network.
This is PBA champion Kyle Troop, and you're listening to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. As you know, JP Jr. used to be introduced as the sexiest man in bowling, and now the world. But he doesn't have the best hair in the world. I do. Sorry, bud, but you know the deal. Pick it out. Fear the fro, baby.
Welcome to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. A hard-hitting, in-depth, cutting-edge look into the world of bowling. This podcast will not only cover all things bowling, but will also give you a raw look into real-life issues. You'll get unfettered access into the mind of one of the most gifted bowlers of this or any other generation. So without further ado, let's introduce you to the hosts of the show. Rad Rob, Rob Francois. Rad Rob, Rob Francois. Dr. Ocho. Dr. Ocho. And the incomparable Johnny Petraglia Jr. Johnny Petraglia Jr.
Hey guys, welcome back to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. I'm your host, Rad Rob, Rob Francois. Thank you, everybody around the world, for joining us. Introducing first, in the right corner, weighing 278.5 pounds, from Ochoville. He is the man with the biggest guns on this podcast. He is Dr. Ocho Simmons. What's up, Love Gun?
That would be God of Thunder to
That's
you.
Same difference.
Or you got it right. Love guns, really. It's love guns, baby.
I did not know you put an Ocho's kiss mask. That's fantastic. How long have you had that? Is that new?
This was gifted to me by a rabid fan, lady, of course, which, you know.
She had rabies?
Yes. Unintentional rabies, it's called. It's a new form of an STD.
Unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Oh, no, it was very fortunate.
For you or her?
Both.
Also joining us is the third man of the team. He is the man with the name on the marquee. He is the sexiest man in the world. He is the one and only Mr. Johnny Petraglia Jr. Good evening, JP. Oh, speaking of sexy, look at that cute little doggy.
You went the total opposite way I did.
That's fair.
I love your mask. It actually made my entire evening just looking at it.
Appreciate that. This one right here.
That's so great.
By the way, Taryn, hello. She says it happens. I mean, it does. Unintentional rabies. It's a real thing. Flush in the Pocket Podcast. What's going on, Derek? Everybody, what's going on? What up, everyone?
How's everybody doing?
Good to see everybody here. We're 17 strong already. So, hey, Pico, what's up? Hey, by the way, I'm sure he'll be on here a little bit later, but our resident Devils fan, Sperrone's probably not a very happy guy tonight. So,
I've got one more game to try it tomorrow.
I'm going to bust his balls if he comes on here, which I'm sure he will. I mean, he's a real man. Hey, Valerie, welcome.
You don't bust balls, do you, Rob, normally?
I mean, sometimes. We got we got new faces in here. Moselle.
That's what I'm thinking, too.
Thank you so much. Hey, Boyer, what's going on?
Happy birthday, Nicole.
Happy birthday, Nicole.
Don't do that,
Yes.
Rob. Oh, my God.
Damn it, sorry.
Nicole just puked.
Sorry.
And everybody else
guys.
also.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, as the Canadians say. From Canada.
Let's jump right into our first topic. Huge Jeff Johannes. No,
I love how Nicole never says anything to anybody else, just to me. Isn't
Yeah,
that
just
wonderful?
I mean nobody cares.
She's
for
like,
us.
no mention of Rob or the famous guy.
It should be straight up 8 with Ocho. That's what this show should be. So huge
playing lately too.
Huge upset, JP. The number 1 seed got knocked out this past weekend. The hottest bowler in the world right now,
The hottest bowler in the world, EJ. Who was it?
What happened, Junior, from what you saw?
It's just the nature of the beast, man. It's you have to win the tournament. In a format like this, you have to win the tournament multiple times. And that's always kind of been like the stinky part about it. I mean, how can somebody that leads the entire field finish 5th through 8th after bowling one opponent on television?
Yeah, true. Well, I mean, it was 2 games, right?
At that point. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he
absolutely.
He did have the chance to come back, but I mean, you got to give his opponent credit. I mean, he bowled better that one day.
Yeah, and kudos. And who
he bowled against the big dude? Did he bowl against the big dude who really revs it up?
It was Kevin McCune.
McCune, yeah.
Who throws the piss at Walgreens? Why the fuck is Walgreens calling me?
Your crab disease cream is probably ready?
Probably.
To answer your question, I think what it did do is it, in my eyes, because Anthony Simonson is one of the final 4 now. I mean, I know that we've been talking about how it's going to be EJ's year, shoe-in for Player of the Year, that this Roth Holman doubles that's happening this week is the last points available because nothing else matters. I mean, there's no points in the, what do you call it, in the playoffs or the Super Showdown with all the major champions. But anyway, I think if Anthony wins the Players Championship, that brings his total to 2 majors for the year. Plus, he hasn't finished lower than 10th all season.
True.
When you take into account, I think EJ's missed 2 or 3 cuts throughout the year, whereas Anthony hasn't finished lower than 10th.
So now Player of the Year isn't decided. We're not talking anymore. Is that where you're getting at?
Well, I think that in the eyes of the viewers and the people that are actually voting on the player that's going to get it, a lot of people have been saying for a while that it's a shoe that it's going to be EJ. But to me, I just hey, Doyle's here. What's up, man? I can't
Doyle rules.
Doyle rules.
Not being a battle for who's going to win Player of the Year if Anthony wins the Players. Now, granted, Anthony has to win the Players.
Right.
Yeah.
Shadowing a bit, but I get it.
He's got to stop Butters, man, who's fucking lights out too. So.
Yeah, I mean that's who I've been pulling for all year. I mean, I love watching Jacob bowl well. He's such a good soul, good talent, and he's absolutely on fire right now.
What do you think of this question here from Devin Baker? Do you think 1 and 2 should have had a bye in a format like this? I mean, does that? It's almost like we see it in baseball too, or hockey. Like the hot goaltender has to sit, or whatever. They don't do it in hockey. I'm sorry, football. The hot team has to rest, and then they come back and they're fucking. They lose their momentum.
Well, they did. The top 4 got 1-round buys in this event. So, I mean, I still, again, I'm not a huge fan of having to win the tournament multiple times, even with the bye.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's cool. It's good for television. You get more exposure for different guys on TV, and it's a little bit more, cutthroat type format where it's do or die. You worked your ass off for over a week, and now it's time to have it pay dividends, and this is my chance to do it. You got to be ready to go out there, and so that's cool. It does bring in an exciting element in that respect to the game. But in general, I think when you're waxing the field the way that these guys were at the top of the leaderboard, to go out and bowl one guy on one pair of lanes in a 2-game match, it's kind of shitty.
Yeah. No, I mean,
JP, let me ask you real quick. Does seeding really matter that much, I guess, with guys with this kind of talent? I mean, besides the top guy, who, if somebody's running away with it, I mean, you could be the 8th seed and you're still a top bowler in the world who can run the table at any time. You get hot, you get a good look.
Well, the Bruins lost 12 games all year, and they fucking lost to the shitty Panthers.
Great comparison. Great comparison. What was I going to say on that?
So it was about seeding. It doesn't matter that much.
Yes, thank you. The seeding aspect of it matters after the seeding's established. Like, for instance, if you go up
because then you might have to have a boatload of people to beat.
Or no, like what I mean is like, if you go strike 8 spare in the 10th frame, as opposed to strike 7-2 in the 10th frame, now you're the 5 seed instead of the 6 seeds, and that determines if you're going to bowl Belmo instead of.
Well, that's kind of where I meant. I meant your seeding is like, okay, now I got to go against Belmo, and if I get through him, it's freaking Simo and that kind of thing.
And then there's other things or situations where it actually benefits people, and I'll give you a prime example. One of the guys that I picked earlier in the week, I don't know if you remember, I said Bill O'Neill was going to make a run at this event.
Yep.
And sure enough, he's one of the final 4 in there. But Bill O'Neill said it perfectly. If you guys saw the show, how you doing, Tony? Bill said, because he was on the show with the 3 lefties. It was Jesper, I believe Butters and Matt Russo on that show. Oh, no. It was, I'm sorry. I think it was Kevin Williams, Butters.
Kevin Williams,
and Matt Russo, right.
Yeah.
And Bill flat out said, I'm advancing to next week because I was in the second match tonight.
Yeah.
Because if I go out and I have to bowl one of the lefties in the first match before the urethane transition and the high volume of traffic on the left side, which lefties aren't used to, he goes, I don't know if I can beat what Butters shoots, because Jacob shot 5-0 for his 2 games in the first match.
I mean, Bill didn't bowl well. You're right. He was fortunate.
Yeah, he bowled well enough to win, and Matt couldn't do anything to get his ball to go through the pins the way he did, because at that point Matt's bowling on an entirely different condition.
It was all burnt out. Yeah, I feel bad for him. Yeah, I felt really bad for him. I thought he got a raw deal with having to. We never have that many lefties on a show, let alone all throwing fucking purple hammers and shit. So
yeah, totally. And Jacob obviously is the only one that bowled he bowled the best of the lefties on that show, and immediately got out of urethane on the left lane.
Immediately,
I was happy to see that.
One shot done.
He's had a lot of success with that mindset, that Brunswick mindset, since it came out.
I love that ball.
People don't like, but guys don't like. Dude, I don't think even. That's why I'm trying to phrase this differently. But I don't think anybody goes, "Oh, I'm." It's an easy night because I got the 8th seed. Even the higher seed is like, the 8th seed can go on a run just as much as because again these guys are that good. You know what I mean? Am I conveying that properly, or
yes.
is my tongue getting in the way?
Nope.
No, you absolutely are 100% correct. It's
like no one's gonna go, "Oh, Kyle Sherman's a layover." The guy's freaking won couple tight. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he was in it, but I'm using him because he's the guy I can think of that he's there.
And that's all personal mentality. Also, like me personally, I don't give a fuck who I bowl or where I bowl them or when I bowl them. Like I remember one of the first regional matches I ever had to bowl which was based off of seeding. Is I qualified, I believe, 9th or 10th, and then they took the top 16. This was someplace in like upstate New York somewhere, small bowling alley. But my first match, I had to bowl against Ryan Schaefer. If I'm one spot higher or lower, I'm bowling a local regional guy from back east. I'm not bowling one of the best bowlers that the tour's ever seen in Ryan Schaefer. But I'm not going to go bowl Ryan Schaefer any differently than I would go bowl Joe Schmo or a local house hack. You go in there with the same mindset. There's no defense in the sport. And honestly, for me, when I'm bowling somebody that's higher quality or higher talent, just like when I go play golf with somebody who's a better golfer than me, my game goes up. I don't get complacent. If anything, it makes your brain focus even more when you're bowling an even more stellar player than yourself. So I look forward to those moments. So the only things that I'll ever really dissect when it comes to seeding and who does it favor and the crapshoot that it presents is what lane and what pair are we bowling on? Are we bowling on a pair that I bowled 2 games this week and averaged 250, or did I average 180 on this pair? And if I did average 180 on this pair, I better go there with a completely different mindset, because now this 2-game match is an entirely new tournament to me altogether, because I'm going there with a completely different mindset than I did the week leading up to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Should we tell this guy Rich that's not live?
Yeah, I think Rich knows. Hi, Steph.
Can we address what Steph said?
I am also not a fan of this race to 2, but when it goes 1-1, it's a 9th and 10th frame roll-off instead of a third game. To me, a race to 2 and best of 3 are synonymous, 100%.
Yeah, why not a third game?
Well, first off,
time constraints.
Time constraints, yeah. And in a 2-hour window for the show, they figure that, first off, if it's a race to 2, it's guaranteed you have 4 matches on television. And they always allot for a 2-frame roll-off in a regular TV set, whether it's an hour and 30 minutes or 2 hours.
Okay.
So if they have to go to the roll-off, they can at least get both roll-offs in for both of the matches without screwing up with the time constraints. So that's why they do it that way. But I totally agree. I wish we had more time on the air. That way it could at least be a best of 3, not you got to win a game and then you got to win a roll-off.
I mean, time has always been an issue, even back in the day when if they were running long, the trophy ceremony got cut off by Chris Schenkel. Like, we got to go, and like, all right, I want to thank everybody. See you later.
He'd tell the guy to
hurry up. We got to go.
Congratulate you and present you. Yeah, it's a check. Add it to him, and now stay tuned for skiing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's always been an issue, even when bowling was hot. So it is what it is. Unfortunately, we don't have the run over like football and basketball and hockey and all the major sports.
That wasn't too often though. From what I mean, I'm only watching old YouTubes, but they had the broadcast that got cut off. It wasn't like the Heidi game or anything like that.
True.
So,
bowling's never been given the respect as the top tier sports.
No,
regardless.
Of course. So. Well, the big three are the big three, and then even hockey has to suffer a second wave almost. But
true, but we get cut off by fucking meaningless college basketball when UConn's up by 78 points.
Preempted by like WNBA. No offense, and WNBA like a freaking.
Nobody watches that shit. Don't be nice. Don't be nice. Unfetter it. Nobody watches that bullshit.
Yeah, well, exactly.
I don't. And I'm a sports guy.
But unfortunately, what does that mean for us? It means no one's watching us either.
Well, right.
That's the problem thing.
I have no idea what Darren just said.
I think it said 17 points drunk. Jason says, bowling last week, the lane surface upstairs and downstairs played a big role in the scoring pace. They're talking about Carolier here for those of you that are tuning in. The topography graphs they had on site were helpful, but you can tell where you were going to have to grind a game. Absolutely.
I mean, a lot of guys had 140s, 160s. They did the best. I mean, everybody did. Everybody had to suffer that at one point.
Yeah, I talked to Jacob all throughout the Players Championship, and he was talking about a couple pairs that were just, the goal is to get off that pair with a 180 or a 190. And if you get off there doing that, it's like, thank God. Now I can go bowl on one of the pairs that the pattern's actually playing, or the lane's not completely falling off to the left at the break point or some shit like that.
Is that what happened to Russo? Sure. Like he got caught. Like it looked like he had only like about a dime that he could hit down the lane in order for. If he missed a millimeter to the left, it hung, and if he missed a millimeter to the right, it dove on him. This is a urethane ball too.
So what happened to Russo is all residue of the match before him. So first off, what Russo did successfully throughout the week, you couldn't really do on the show. And what I mean by that is he was playing the lanes right to left. He was really playing a pretty decent-sized rainbow through the front part of the lane, as opposed to what we're used to in seeing the guys get the ball up the lane and kind of play the hold more than the bounce.
Oh, right. Do you mean left, right to left? So he's starting on the right, throwing it to the left, and then the ball coming back. All right.
Exactly.
Of course.
So what happened is after the Butters and Kevin match is because now the heads are gone because urethane was being thrown on both lanes, either by one or two guys. And now what happened was Matt has softer ball speed. So the move for him was definitely to get the ball more up the lane. And after your body's been doing something for 30-something games over the last 5 days, and you go out there and you have
old habits die hard
on television. Exactly. If you got a pinch soft, that's what the definition of a cliff is. In other words, if you got a pinch soft or you got it to the dry a hair too quick, it went right through the nose. It wasn't like through the nose for a 4-7. It was through the nose for a 5 count.
Yeah.
And then the minute he gassed it a little bit to get it through that front section, only the ball didn't have enough time to recover because he was using everything. Yeah. And when next thing you know, when you're making minute moves and you're going 5 count, 6 count, 5 count, that's like the most disheartening thing for a bowler to ever experience. You just don't even know what to do moving forward after that. It's
right. I mean, in a tournament, you say, "Let me get through the game. I'll reset." Here, you don't have that chance because it's one and or one to race to 2 and done. I guess.
Yeah, and even in that situation, I mean, I will say that I was kind of shocked that Matt didn't try something else on the right.
Like maybe jump further to the right and open up the lane where nobody was.
One experimental shot when you knew you're out of the wood and it's not total pins, it's game wins.
Yeah.
When you know you're out of the wood, maybe try something. I mean, we saw him try the purple reactive hammer, and he tried multiple bowling balls in the left lane. But if I recall, I don't really remember seeing him try any balls on the right lane. But again, he's there, we're not. He definitely saw something, and it just didn't pan out.
He definitely knows, and he knows his game well too, to know what tricks he has and whether he's got them for that match.
Absolutely.
So, what do we think about upcoming here next Saturday? We got 12:30 on FS1. Number 9, Kevin McCune, who throws the ball fucking so fast. Against number 12, Anthony Simo, which they're calling the most dangerous 12 seed in the history of bowling, which I can't argue with that. Then we got number 2
seedings.
Yep. Then we got number 2 Butters taking on Bill O'Neill, which, sorry, Bill, I don't think he has a chance. What did you like from Kevin McCune, Ocho? Because I mean, you're a big bicep guy, right? I mean, you're all about.
Not that I am a big. I'm a Second Amendment advocate. You know?
That's true. You are.
Clearly.
You are for gun rights.
No, it's the way that ball. The way it just looks. His ball looks like a freaking 60-pound bowling ball. But it also looks like it's a freaking ping pong ball. The way he lets it go, it looks like it just pops off his hand. You know, when it like a Mariano fastball, like where the guy throws so smooth and it looks like he's lobbing it, but the freaking ball comes in so heavy.
Yeah, and
he doesn't have as many revs as EJ. I get that, but like Mariano threw 93, but that cutter made the ball heavier. It's like he threw a freaking 4-pound baseball. It's like this guy is throwing a 30-pound bowling ball. The way it seemed. I mean, he got a lot of breaks too. I mean.
Mariano was sawing off fucking bats from the lefties,
breaking
man.
Bats left, right, nonstop, and again, but it looks he's so effortless when he throws that it looks like he's about to throw a freaking lob at you, a freaking ephus.
I agree, Johnny. We've seen a lot of powerful bowlers over the years. I mean, Roth was one. I mean, Weber had a huge high backswing, but I mean, what do you attribute to the movement on Kevin's ball? Like, how is he able to throw it 22 miles an hour?
Well, first off, he has one of the freest arm swings I've ever seen. I mean, he's a mixture of his dad and his grandfather.
That's got to be why it looks so effortless, by the way. Like how it looks like he's just easy peasy and he just explodes.
He's got that really gentle, soft approach like Don had, but he's got that very, very, very long backswing with a shit ton of power like Eugene. And the flat spot, what I mean by the flat spot is the amount of time that the ball is actually flat coming through the zone at the bottom.
Right.
And it looks like when you look at Kevin's power step or his pivot step leading into his slide, and you look at the position of his hand and where it is in relation to the rest of his body, how long that pendulum stays before he finally lets the ball go, that's where you get all that power from.
Yeah.
It's like a whip. It looks like he's flicking a whip almost.
Exactly. The same way you would whip a whip harder, it's the more elongation, and that's what Kevin has. Flush in the Pocket podcast said that he has to watch his speed. I think I agree, and I think Kevin knows that, which is one of the reasons why, in case you haven't seen Kevin bowl, every once in a while he bowls a tournament two-handed also. Kevin flat out said that he's trying to learn how to bowl two-handed because of his speed.
Does it slow him down?
I feel him 100% in that respect because when my thumb is in the ball, I'm very, very, very comfortable throwing my strike ball 21 miles an hour. That's my normal speed, which is the reason why I struggled on so many patterns because I would throw it through the break point on so many different patterns. And the minute I would try and soften the ball speed, I would lose all direction. It's one of the other reasons why I went to no thumb was so I could control a bigger variety of oil patterns that I'm bowling.
How many did it take you down about? How many miles per hour-ish?
3.
No kidding. Consistent 3.
2.5 to 3 miles an hour, yeah.
Wow.
For my steady Eddie speed. And I'm like, whenever you have your speedometers at your local bowling centers on the scoring units and you read and you say, oh shit, I'm only throwing at 15 miles an hour. You're not throwing at 15. It's 15 miles an hour at the pins.
You had said that they're set up a little sooner or later rather than sooner. So you probably, if I'm throwing 17, it's probably about 19 or 20, right?
Yeah, you usually give yourself an extra 2.5 miles an hour for launch speed. Remember, that monitor is only reading the result speed at the pins.
When you do take your thumb out, did that you had to change your feet? I would assume, right? You had to jump a few boards to the right.
Oh, yeah, I definitely find myself using a lot more lane, which is why I throw so many.
You call it shaping the ball, I think, now.
Yeah. And when I want to go up the lane, now I have to use really low-end urethane, weak layouts, plastic bowling balls, rubber sometimes, and that's all perfectly fine for me. But when I'm in, granted, when I'm bowling on like house shots and local tournament or local house leagues and shit like that, I very rarely throw urethane. Just simply because there's no reason to.
The shot's there. There's probably a few shots that you could throw if need be.
Yeah, but if I was going to go out on tour, the first thing I would do is definitely learn how to see the lane more front to back, keep it more up the lane in front of me. Although nowadays out there, it looks like it's okay to loop it. Just look at Jacob, Kevin Williams, and Packy.
The way you just.
By the way, does anybody in the chat know if Packy Hanrahan shot higher than 226 the last game? Because if he did, he breaks Mike Alby's 12-game scoring record that was set in 1996 at the Greater Baltimore Classic.
That's a good question. I know they're leading. Let me see.
JP, you said, dadgummit. You were talking about playing the lanes front to back. What'd you say, front to back? Is that what you called it?
Yes, yeah.
Wouldn't that be how they did it back in the 70s and the 80s, maybe, because they had to go more direct? Or am I thinking of going something totally different?
It's a similar concept. The whole
ball's not going to do as much.
Charlie Tapp
obviously
confirmed and Steph confirmed he missed the scoring. Mike Alby's scoring record by 1 pin for 12 games. So hats off to Packy on an awesome performance.
So wait, say that again. He bowled in. What's going on right now? This is the doubles tournament.
Yeah. So they're completing their 12 qualifying games before they cut to the.
They don't alternate shots.
That's match play. That starts tomorrow.
Oh, gotcha.
But what you were saying about front to back is what I mean by that, Oach, is typically when you're bowling on a house shot, if you throw the ball to the right, it's dry. And no matter how far to the right you throw it, it curves back.
Yeah.
The lane. If you miss up the lane, the ball hydroplanes.
Because it's oily.
Exactly. There's a funnel effect created on a tournament condition or on a basic
house shot. Yeah, that brings it to the pocket.
That says you can do this and do this. And as long as you don't fall down on the way to the foul line, you have the ability to throw a strike on a house shot. So what that does is it allows the big, strong guys, especially the guys that really hit the shit out of it, like the guys you see back home that have 175 sanctioned 300s, and all of them are at Holiday Bowl in New Jersey on lane 3 and 4. It's because they know that the only thing they have to do is twist it like a goddamn yo-yo at the bottom and hit somewhere in the vicinity of between the first and fourth arrow on their side.
They get 8 or 10 boards and they'll throw a strike as long as
right. Yeah. Now, the minute that same guy goes to a regular tournament, a PBA tournament, and his first shot hits 15 at the arrows and he gets it out to 5 and he picks 3 off the right, and the next shot he goes like 18 to 10 and it picks 3 off the left, he's like, oh my God.
Oh boy.
What's going on here? Because it's too much of an angle that's away from the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So what I mean by saying controlling the lane front to back is you're trying to tighten up your angles, your launch angles through the front part of the lane.
Right.
Now you can do that effectively whether you're playing dead straight up 10 or you could do it if you're falling it back from the 5th arrow. It makes absolutely no difference because it's still a straight line from
a straight line to your break point, and then it comes to the pocket. Exactly.
You're relying more on the push that's available to you on the lane rather than the bump or the free hook. Hey,
he agrees. I'm just shocked I actually figured out what you meant. So,
can we acknowledge that Charlie Tapp has the greatest bowling name ever?
Charlie's like the greatest bowler ever. So yeah,
he's amazing.
It's a fitting name.
It's a really cool name. Can we? No offense to McCune or Bill O'Neill. I mean, anything can happen, obviously, but can we not admit that maybe this is like the most lopsided Final Four? I mean, everybody expects Simon and Butters to be in the finals. I mean, no offense to everybody else, but
you can expect Santa Claus too. That don't mean he's going to come. You know, I think everyone's got a chance at this point.
No, they do. But I mean, just looking at it, like it just seems like on paper, like I don't know.
This is what I meant about does the seeding matter? Like, I don't think anyone's like, oh, good, I got Kevin McCune the way they've seen him bowl because these guys know how they bowl too. You know,
right.
Well, here's the thing, and I think, honestly, this is going to be a badass top 4. I think, first off, Kevin McCune, even though he's new out there, Kevin McCune is already, like, a champ. He knows how to win. Everybody that knows Kevin knows how talented the guy is, and he's been knocking on the door all season long. He had another very, very high finish at a major in the U.S. Open. I think he finished 9th. He is ready. He's already made it through the 2 toughest parts, right? He's made it through the single game match. He's made it through the race to 2 with the roll-off match. Now he's got to do a full, I believe, best of 3 maybe. And then finally, if he gets past that, then you got to do a best of 5 in the title match or whatever it is. Kevin McCune, I think, is the only player that can do what Simonson does in the respect that if Simonson decides to throw darts up 7-8, Kevin McCune can do that very, very, very well.
True.
Whereas Bill O'Neill would have a rougher time doing it. I don't think that Anthony is taking Kevin lightly. I think Anthony obviously has the advantage with the season he's having. Plus, this is Kevin McCune's first semifinal TV show ever. It's hard enough to beat the best bowler in the world in a 1-game match, but it's even harder to beat him in a 3-game match. I get all that. But I think Kevin's up for the test. Bill O'Neill and Jacob, this is the match I'm extremely interested in. Now, I am 1,000% rooting for Butters on this show. I think he's just an absolutely great kid. And then talking to him more lately, I'm pulling for him super duper hard. And based off what we've seen with no other traffic on his side of the lane, Jacob is the guy that I think that Bill has to beat Jacob now. And I don't know if that's going to happen if Butters has the look that he has. However, to close it out, Bill O'Neill he's an hour from his hometown. He's got the largest cheering section there. He's bowled fantastic for the entire event from start to finish. And Bill is hungrier than ever right now. He's been going through physical changes, ball weight changes. He's trying to figure out a way to compete with this new class of bowlers that are just so goddamn dominant, the two-handed high rev players. And I think that Bill is, now that he's 40 years old, he's around the age where he's mature enough, and I think that he's got enough fuel in the tank to figure out something. Either way, both of these matches, the semifinal matches and the title match, is going to be just really, really exciting to watch, and a lot of good action is still in store. I have no idea who I honestly think is going to win, but if I was going to pick one guy of the 4 to be on top at the end, I think I'm going to say comfortably that it comes out of the Butters Bill O'Neill match, even though Anthony's in the other one.
I wasn't trying to disrespect anybody at all. I'm just, to me, just on paper, it looks like a mismatch. I want to know why Roger Meany doesn't like Butters. How could you not like this kid? Like, he's never said anything.
Roger, Roger's never told a lie in his life.
He's never South Park. Everybody likes Butters.
He's never said anything bad to anybody. I mean, he's a good kid. JD,
he didn't say anything bad about him. He said he just has a hard time rooting for him.
No, there's something deeper there. I want to know, Roger. I want to know.
Hi, Jen. Yep, I'll see you soon. Can't wait to go to Casa de Amor. Having dinner with Jen Russo.
Okay, next week. It's not that he doesn't like him. He doesn't hate him. He just... Okay, that's fair. I mean, it's all subjective. We all have our favorites. That's
probably doesn't like his approach.
Yeah. Maybe.
Well, I don't like his approach.
I wish I could do it. I wish I could do it and get that kind of movement on the ball.
He should knock the pins down differently than that rotten son of a bee sting.
No, that's true. What's wild is Bill is experimenting this season, has a chance to break the top 10 in points. Yeah, that's true, Frank. I mean, that's...
and he's hungry like the wolf. Oh, I just crushed it.
I can't believe Rob didn't cue a song as you were singing.
I wish I had it. I wish I'd have known.
Nobody has Duran Duran anymore.
Let's get into league talk because we always skip over it every single week. So let's start with you, JP. We had a comment earlier in the chat said that you bowled pretty well. Let's do it again next week.
Yeah, so last night was our last night of league before the playoffs. So the way our league
playoffs.
The way our league works out here is after you have 4 quarters, and then the 4 quarter winners are automatically into the finals, and then the 4 highest point getters that didn't win a quarter are the wild cards. So our team is the winningest team of the year point wise, despite the fact that we don't have a single win. But we were bowling Kevin Beers and his team, the team of Ryan Warshevsky, Kristen Adu, and Steve Villanueva last night. They were ample amount of points ahead of us in first place, and we were in second. We had to win 17.5 out of 20 total points to win, which is basically impossible in that league. It's 1 point for everything. It's individual matches based off averages, 1 point for each team game, 1 point for individual series, and 1 point for team totals. So there's 20 points available. But amazingly enough, our team, the fighting crew that we have, we just went out there and we swept them game 1. And I bowled 269 against my opponent, Steve Villanueva, who actually left the 7-10 and picked it up in the first game against me. And Krista, with the dynamic duo, she films the entire league night, so you could actually see Steve pick up the 7-10. It's pretty badass. And I think he did it right after his teammate, Kevin, left one himself. So that was really awesome to watch. Can't tell you the last time I saw a live 7-10 made. But then we go on and I lose. We get to the third game with a chance. If we sweep in the last game, we actually win. So it was not only fun because I genuinely loved the team we were bowling, but
did you say it's out of 22, 21?
20.
20. Okay, so okay, you can't even freaking blink, or you're not going to win.
Blink. You can't blink, exactly. And because we're such good friends with the team we were bowling, and everybody there on that pair loves bowling, it was just a really fun night. And sure enough, we go into the last game, and I'm bowling Steve Villanueva, and we both have the front six. And like, oh, here we go, this and that. The rest of my team are all in contention to win all their points. And I get up like a donkey, and I go 6 through the heart, leave a 2-4-6-10 in the 7th frame. And Steve took it all away and bowled 300. So in classic fashion, congrats to their team. But yeah, a 7-10 conversion and a 300 to win the league quarter. That's nice momentum for that team going into the playoffs. Playoffs next week.
Yeah, no shit.
So,
real quick.
Shut up, man. You're the best. You know
you're the best around.
Hold on. I got that one. Hold on.
Nothing in this world will bring Taryn down.
It was a movie. It was a great song.
I do have that one.
Fun fact, that was supposed to be the theme for Rocky 3.
That's true. That's a good
It
point.
would have worked in Rocky 3 as well, instead of Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, but I'm glad Eye of the Tiger was there, because that's
of course, now.
my jam.
So we were talking last week about a post in the USBC group about a team showing up late because of an accident, and there's a big kerfuffle about should their second, third game count or anything like that. Roger said
it wasn't. It was the forfeit of the game versus them getting them having to win by less than 10 of each average. They had to beat each of their averages by less than 10 normally if a team isn't there. Again, that's how most leagues do it. So they get either no points, or if one of their top guys bowls a 110, and one of their guys bowls a 110 and the dude's average is 125, the dude with the 125 would technically win.
Yeah, sure.
Even though he wasn't there. But instead, it says they take the forfeit. They don't get anything, no matter what.
Exactly.
0.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it went from 5 to 2 to 4 to 5 or something. No,
something.
7 to 2
it went
to
from
4
like
to 5.
7 to 2 to 4-5.
Yes,
4-5, yeah.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Ocho, how'd you bowl last week?
Super.
What was your score?
When did you change your mask? What was I doing?
Oh yeah, I
don't know if it's a yap.
That's weird.
Dude, I'm like,
when did he change his mask?
I
don't know.
I don't know what mask you guys are talking about.
I wouldn't have known, Johnny.
I
didn't. I wouldn't have known if you didn't bring it up. Honestly,
would you have noticed that he doesn't have the mask on until I said something just now?
A giant white with a tongue.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know until you just brought it up. I literally didn't even think about
you
it.
You thought I had a different mask when I had the little Mardi Gras gimmicks going.
Yeah, I did. But this is weird. This one's gold. This isn't Gene Simmons now.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be a noticeable difference, but no, I had no clue.
So did you bowl well or not?
Yeah, I've been bowling basically 670 and up for the last month. Maybe 667. I wanted to say 670 for the.
This
the
is
big red wiffle bat's working, huh?
Yes,
100%. And but I'm honestly, the damnedest thing is I'm kind of grinding because I'm not getting to just throw it over 10 boards and get strikes. I'm really having to be like, I'm having to make ball changes. I'm having to move a little bit. I'll move a little left, and then I wind up moving a little to the right because I'm throwing in my own slop. I feel like I'm throwing it flatter sometimes. Again, these are all 1 or 2 board differences. It's not like I'm making no one would notice unless I didn't tell them. But
sure.
It's refreshing to figure it out the correct way, and but we didn't bowl that good. The first half we were in 15th out of 16th place with 6 weeks left. We went on like a 17-4 run over the last 6 weeks. If maybe my numbers are a little off, to finish tied for 4th. We had that same scenario, and I think we moved up 2 spots. We're in like 14th or 13th now, but it's all right.
Excellent.
My average is lower, which is going to be better because I don't need to be pulling in a 216. It's not right. I'm not good. It's that simple.
I mean, we know you're not good. That's why you've been doing so well.
You say you're not good. You freaking won a tournament shooting no less than 281, I think, recently, and that's kind of hard to do.
True. That's true.
I don't care how big the damn wiffle bat is.
Frank, I was watching a little bit of the Roth Holman doubles earlier, but Frankie Diddy, He actually messaged me earlier. It made me feel really good about myself. He said, "Are you following? What is Packy bowling on? Talking about like how good he's bowling." And he says, "How do you strike that much?" And he still didn't strike as much as you did in that tournament win. And that's actually, you know, now that I see it, like, oh shit, I was like ahead of the pace of the highest scoring record ever in bowling for 12 games. This is awesome.
Troy, I agree with you. Johnny bowling with a thumb in is just too sweet. It's you have such a pretty release when you had your thumb in the ball. Not to say you don't now, but a lot of us on this show have agreed that
if someone just Taryn is going to take this totally different than bowling, but I'll message you later, Taryn.
I mean, we all understand why you don't do it. You've addressed your thumb issues and all that, and physically, you know, but you still had a really pretty release. That's.
Did you ever get your thumb X-rayed?
No.
I'll be right back.
Right. Should I?
Well, I mean, you said you would hurt after throwing like the ball once. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know how. Look,
I'm curious if there was like a big calcium deposit or something, like a big or some arthritis that's what is the cause or something. I'm just curious.
I don't actually know, Oach. I mean, to tell you the truth, I've never really had. I always say this shit about myself, but I really don't know what my problem is. Honest to God, it's just fucking painful, and my
it could
hands
be a tight.
sweat.
I mean, no, but it could be the way it could be and you said you've changed the pitch is what it's called, I think, where it changes like the angle of your thumb.
Yeah, I've tried pitches. I've tried different degree of angle on the ovals of the thumb. I've tried longer and shorter spans. I've tried semi-fingertip grip, full fingertip grip, grips in, grips out, sharp finger holes, vacuum inserts, but like everything you could possibly.
Yeah, I mean, no, it could literally just be an anatomical anomaly on yourself where you have a tendon that just doesn't elongate or doesn't ever, you know, there's a sheath that's super tight that doesn't allow for any type of flexibility, or at least, what do I say? I guess elastic barrier for that exact thing, where it does put tension on it. It's the only thing in the world that does put tension on your thumb in that manner. Can't replicate it, you know, pushing a shopping cart. So it might just be that you have a tendon that just is not meant for bowling. It's just the damnedest thing. Yes,
I wish I knew, man. And what's crazy is, like, I know that I look pretty throwing the ball when my thumb is in it. I know that for sure.
You look pretty just sitting there. Let's be honest.
Honey, you're too kind. No, but listen, I wish that I had at least the option of going back and forth. But to tell you the truth, now it's been so long that I would have to entirely relearn how to bowl with my thumb in again. Not to mention the first year, because for the first time in my life, my left thumb is the same size as my right thumb.
Oh,
and if you're a bowler, that's amazing when that happens.
If my thumbs are the same size, does that mean I don't bowl enough, I guess?
Well, let's put it this way. My thumb used to be the same size as my big toe. It was, and it will eventually get to that size again. You know, the same way we go up and down when we lift weights. You know, like exactly. I mean, that's just the amount of thumbs that I would have to make for the next 6 months is just crazy.
Getting bigger and bigger, and that's right. That's what you mean. Yeah.
And
Hey, you better?
And then the fresh calluses coming back and having to shave them and stuff them in a potato and always hop up on
Were you
medication.
better with the thumb in the ball? Like, were you better? Were you more accurate? I mean, is there any even way to measure it because it was so different?
I was very, very good for a long, long time when I was younger. I was with my thumb in the ball. I was never, ever comfortable with my thumb in the ball, ever.
That could be your detriment. Your accuracy could be lost, obviously, from when you're not comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. I have had way, way more success at the professional level with my thumb out of the ball. I had a horrible, horrible college bowling career. It was almost embarrassing because when I got to college, all I really knew how to do was hook the ball. And once you're a left-hander that got to college at that time, it was like, oh, by the way, John, you have to learn how to throw it like Mike Scroggins now. And I just couldn't be accurate trying to play that close to the gutter and killing my wrist at the bottom and trying to see the lane from, left to right rather than right to left like I'm used to. But
and plus, seeing the gutter so close, you can almost get jammed up a little bit. You're like, God, the ditch is literally right there, and I'm used to opening a little bit towards it. So that's got to really put a mind F on you. Why would I not say fuck? That was so stupid.
Dave, I started no thumbing in my junior bowling days, like when I was 14, 15, 16 years old. And then I went away from it and went back to thumb in once I was like around the time that I got out of high school. Well, no, I'm sorry. I used my thumb through high school. So I went back to thumb in high school and in college. And then I completely took it out full time after college was over.
Did that screw you up in you're a lefty, so here's your left thumb. Your left is your top hand, so that wouldn't have screwed you up in baseball then, right? It didn't screw up your swing?
No.
Yeah. I think if it was your bottom hand, it might. If you batted righty, no, maybe not. Never mind. You have a big red wiffle bat. Why is Taryn behaving?
It's now time for the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Ocho, we never start with you first, so we're going to start with Johnny first this week.
6 goes first.
I'm going to use the first one. I'm going to go with the bad. And my bad is a video that our gracious host, Rad Rob, actually sent me. There's this guy on YouTube that, he gets, what does it look like? He got 40,000 views in the first, 8 days of posting this video. But
I had the video. Do you guys, I clipped it.
I want you to just show a couple clips of this video. And then I'll explain something that I'm observing as a
I was ready for this for once. Okay.
Hey, Jack.
So we got the very first reactive bowling ball ever made, the New Line Excalibur, and I thought it'd be fun to compare it against an old vintage bowling ball. We got the Brunswick Black Diamond, made in 1968. This is an old rubber bowling ball, and the New Line Excalibur, the very first reactive bowling ball made in 1991. I think that ball's actually 16 pounds, so it hits quite a bit harder. Oh, that was disgusting, and not in a good way. I miss right, goes through the nose. Miss left, it goes light. So that ball left the 710, the Big Four, and the Greek Church all in the same game. That's pretty crap. And we got 237 with the Excalibur if I strike out. Good shot. Oh no. That ball's pretty good. 166, 237. As you can see, the old rubber ball is a piece of crap. And this ball got retired for a reason. And
Okay, Johnny. And by the way, he is a friend of the show, so you don't have to go too unfettered.
I like his medium shirt and his freaking unprofessional bowler. That shirt is hysterical. It says unprofessional bowler.
I do love his shirt. I've ever seen. It's the greatest shirt I've ever seen. And it's fitting for the video. So what I like about the video is I like the idea that because he is a good bowler in the respect that he gets it off his hand well, he obviously has no idea where it's going, which...
Do you know it's the last 3 balls he threw were all different?
Right.
Every shot he threw, if you watch that whole 9-minute video, and again, that's all fine and dandy. I do like, however, his release, and I like the idea that in a world where everybody is an expert and everybody has their own views and all this other shit, and it does appeal to a certain demographic, this video. Throughout the video, what he says is he's talking about the Excalibur, and he keeps mentioning that it's the newest technology resin. even though he opens the show with saying it was introduced as the first resin ball in 1991. So we have another 30 years of other shit after the Excalibur. Not to mention, if you're trying to appeal to viewership, make sure you follow the rules. Like that Black Diamond has a thumb hole. That guy's a no thumber. So automatically not rolling the way it would roll nowadays because it has an extra hole in it. So that's like one.
Is it rolling flatter? Is it not? Or is it just not ever getting to its point quick enough?
Well, it serves the same purpose as a weight hole. You're changing the exterior and interior dynamics of the bowling ball illegally. So if he was to ever go take that ball and use it, the ball would get thrown out. It's illegal, if not him. But what I don't like is you're comparing an obsolete piece of equipment, a piece of equipment that General Joe Blow can't even go out and find on a house ball rack anymore. This isn't like it was in 1990 where you can go find an LT and a Black Diamond and a Manhattan Rubber sitting on the rack. Now they're all the generic house balls, or they're the numbered pool balls, or like whatever the hell it is. So I do like the idea of comparing two different products, but what should have been also included in that video is show us new age resin. Go try and stand where you're standing with the Excalibur, because the Excalibur and a Black Diamond are going to hook virtually the same for a two-hander with sub 16 mile an hour ball speed. So especially when so the only real difference you see in those two balls is how much longer the Excalibur goes down the lane. It doesn't make the rubber ball junk. In a lot of situations, the rubber ball is probably the motion that you would favor over a motion like an Excalibur. But I think that he could have thrown in a newer age resin ball to really show the difference of how, like, if you're going to show 1968 to 1991, show 1991 to 2023.
Right.
Show the other advancements that have happened in the game also. And again, to say that this ball sucks because I bowled 160 with it, no, that ball just happens to not match up on what you're bowling on.
That's what I was going to say also. And
bowling lane in 2023, that's not going to work. But I think what I was trying to get at is, again, not to bash a viewer, but the only thing that I don't like about social media is it gives too many people an outlet to go off and try and give you their thoughts on something, whereas we used to kind of listen to the experts. Like, I want to go to a bowling camp, I'm going to go to Mark Baker's bowling camp. Or if it was yesteryear, I'm going to go to Dick Ricker's bowling camp. I'm going to go somewhere the same way. Like, if I wanted to learn how to play a guitar, I would ask Jimmy Allen. I wouldn't go on YouTube and find some guy that looks like he can play a couple songs that he learned because he practiced them for, I don't know, a year or so and got good at 3 songs.
Right.
I want to go learn how to play guitar from a guy who can play anything by hearing just one note. I've always been that way in the respect that if I want to be the best at something, I want to learn from the best at something. That's why I watch Jay Cutler weightlifting videos. I don't watch the guys on TikTok that are telling me this new fucking glorious way to do tricep extensions. No, I'll listen to Mr. Olympia instead. So for me, as much as I appreciate all the people doing the ball videos and things like that, part of me is I favor listening to people that are the best in a certain craft, because I want to learn more and not feel like I'm criticizing somebody for just trying to do something that they find productive and fun. So thank you for letting me know that he's a friend of the show, because he also looks like him and I would be a really, really good tag team duo, and Ocho could be our sideline coach. And
he's a pretty sexy guy too. I mean, you guys would be a great.
The three of us are a pretty badass team.
Yes, absolutely. No, check him out on YouTube. It's the 200 average bowler. He drilled he actually built a 23-pound ball. He does kind of funny stuff like that too, and he actually threw a 2-pound ball he found on eBay. Like a rubber ball that had holes in it, and it was pretty interesting to see that too. So he does. I mean, look, you got to do something to stand out from other bowling channels as well. So he does have some entertaining videos. But I agree from what Stephanie said when he said this ball's a piece of crap. I was like, it's a little unfair. I didn't really appreciate that.
What Ben says over here about the 3D offset in 1994. 1994, 1995 was basically the year that any bowling balls that were made could still be used today, and you could still be successful with them. We're going back. This is like the 3D offset, a Jade Piranha C, a Forest Green Quantum, a Cuda, balls like that, and Ebonite Nitro R squared. Those are all bowling balls that are still perfectly effective today. I have a blank new in-box Blue Omega from 1995 that I went to go get drilled yesterday, but decided not to because I like it I like the fact that it's still a virgin, and I like it has no holes in it. But
that's why it's a
balls made over these last 30 years, 1995 to now, those balls are all still very, very, very much in play nowadays. So it's even the Excalibur could be a good ball today. I've seen people throw burgundy hammers and still have success today on synthetic lanes. I mean, original burgundy hammers. So
Mike Jones!
There's always a time and place for every ball that's out there.
True.
What an amazing tackle in the Super Bowl by that guy, Kevin Dyson, in the '99 Super Bowl, man. Holy Jesus. Stop him at the goal line.
I don't want to talk about it. That was tough. I
shouldn't even been there. It was a forward pass against Buffalo.
I thought you were talking about talking about the Titans.
I was talking about the Titans, and they shouldn't have even gotten to the Super Bowl because it was a forward pass 3 games prior.
The Music City Miracle. Yeah, sorry.
No, the illegal pass by Kevin Dyson. I mean, by the tight end, Frank Wycheck. Was that it?
It was Wycheck, yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Anyways.
Ocho, what's your good?
Children's songs.
You're going to hear a lot of those over the next
I'm hearing a lot of them. The thing is, sometimes I'm not a good parent, and it's out there for everyone to see. But it's not that I'm not trying. As soon as she fusses, I put children's songs on and she gets happy and I sit her. I'm letting TV raise my daughter.
There's nothing wrong with that. Dude, look, we said the same thing with my daughter. Like, we're not going to let her watch YouTube. We're not going to let her have a phone. 6 months down the road, we couldn't even hold out that long.
She don't know how to work it yet, but she loved The Sopranos and she likes Miss Rachel and Color Crew. So children's songs.
My kid learned how to use the phone at a very, very young age, and she's so smart when it comes to like remembering logos and symbols and shit like that. So I mean, she knew how to go on Amazon and fucking like. Now she's almost 5 and she could literally do anything on the phone.
Yeah, my problem is I can't put like anything on like Playhouse or something like that because if she types P in my phone, the first thing is going to come up.
Yeah,
so
true. That's good.
So we got to get her own iPad or something with a history erase.
You're gonna learn to hate a lot of fucking songs and a lot of kids movie cartoons and shit after a while.
We're getting to this freaking thing here. Let's not jump ahead. We're still doing the good. That was my good. So go ahead.
I liked your good.
Thanks, buddy.
It was a great good.
A great good.
Taryn.
She's the one that got
she's
me.
Our
she
resident.
Sent me the link.
She's a resident statistician.
Now I already have like apparently I'm like top fan status. I don't know how that happened.
Our resident statistician, Taryn.
If you log 100 hours of screen time on the channel, like you get like a badge.
Yeah, you do.
In only 1 week, that is.
Anyways, my. I don't know how to segue from that. I mean, my good.
Sure, you do.
We're talking about kids' songs and Pornhub. This is what this show is.
What's your good, Rob?
Porn starts.
I don't even know this. Oh, my good. My good is
Don't tell me it's that the Hurricanes are up by whatever.
How'd you know, dude? How did you know?
You're also.
And Sperone, notice Sperone hasn't shown up tonight. He knows. He knows I was going to fucking bust his balls tonight. He knew it.
He knew. Thank
you. He knews. The good news.
My good is the Carolina Hurricanes spanked the New Jersey Devils. Went up 3-1 in the series, going back home. They're going to probably close it out tomorrow night, so I'm super excited about that. Former Hartford Whaler fan growing up, so good to see Carolina whoop the shit out of them. It does count. That's still
like being a Browns fan and rooting for the Ravens. Shit.
No, the Steelers.
Or that. Well, no, but the Browns became the Ravens, and now.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, 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 very good.
Johnny, what?
Stole my candy.
Johnny, do you have a good?
I do. I have a really, really good. For those of you who haven't seen my most recent post on Facebook, I was scrolling through Facebook a couple weeks ago, and a guy posted that he had some new in-box gems. And you guys know me, I'm always hunting for collectible pieces and my favorites of all time. And on one of our shows recently, we went through my top 20 balls of all time. And with the exception of the Rubber LT being number 1, for obvious reasons, my favorite resin bowling ball of all time is the C-System VersaMax. And my buddy Doug Sterner posted that he had this ball new in the box. And I hit him up and I said, Doug, listen. What do you want? He goes, well, I already have this offer on the table. And I said, that's great. What do you want? And he said, well, I would like this, and this. And I said, you got it. Send me your address. And I did. And we stayed in touch over the phone, and today my brand new C System Versamax arrived. So
Nice.
my good is a huge shout out to Doug Sterner. And if you guys want to check out what else he's got a ton of awesome bowling balls for sale and possible trades or whatever you got to do. But I just want to say thank you for bringing back to my life my favorite ball of all time and my highest series of all time.
That's awesome. That's awesome, dude.
At that point, this in a sanctioned league, that was I have an 879, but I had an 858 at Carolier on 47 and 48 throwing that ball. I went 247 in the first frame, made it, left a ring in 7 in the second frame, then struck out for 279, then bowled 300, then had the front 9 and left a solid 9 and shot 279 for.
By the way,
getting 279s.
Did you see Mike Ormsby, what he just shot the other day?
I can only imagine. What did he shoot?
It was 213, 300, I think it was. 213, maybe.
Nice.
And he said, it was just a 4-pin and a 7-pin. And I'm like, did you miss them both? Like, what do you mean?
That's great.
Ocho, what's your bad?
Kid songs is my bad. Because they're in my fucking head all day. And it's not that they're in my head, it's that I'm singing them,
Yes.
and I'm humming them, and I'm whistling them, and I'm like doing tasks all the live long day, and I'm singing fucking bingo to
Wheels
myself.
on the bus
and
go round and
that
round.
too, and I'm singing dumb shit that I don't even know what it is. And
Baby shark do 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 do.
fuck that one.
Stop
too.
it, Rob.
I'm singing like the damn these color crew thing, and it's the color of the day. That's
Cocomelon, yes,
like
Benjamin.
My stupid cats. I changed it. We have stupid
My
cats.
ugly is having to listen to you dads talk about all this shit you have to watch.
Well, start singing to your dog.
That's.
I do sing to my dog. I sing Metallica. I sing Frank Sinatra, and she.
I knew you were gonna say Sinatra.
I know she's gonna. I gotta teach her Enter Sandman on the guitar. I can play it. Damn it.
I knew Johnny was gonna say Sinatra. I was trying to think of a song like "My Way" or something like that. But my bad. Really, Ocho? You didn't sell it. That's our thing. I'm like, my bad, and you usually giggle. Nothing else.
Your life is spinning out of control.
Roger.
My bad is Ocho not selling my gimmick. No, my bad is it's food related. Shocker. So she doesn't listen to the show, so she's not going to yell at me. My wife made dinner tonight, and let's just say it was less than average.
Whoa.
So she made chicken and steak kebabs.
Barking up the wrong tree right now for Mrs. Francois.
She doesn't listen to the show. Nobody will tell her. She made chicken and steak kebabs, and
How could they not be good? I'm intrigued.
she didn't season the meat.
Just bland shit.
Yeah. I'm a big flavor guy, and I'm trying to talk low just in case she's in the other room. And it just, I didn't eat lunch because I was so busy at work, and I'm looking forward to we're going to fucking eat good tonight. We're grilling steak and fucking, chicken and pineapple, and it just wasn't good. I mean, there wasn't enough salt and pepper to fucking save it, so.
I'm going with flush in the pocket here. I think you're supposed to say you love it anyway. But then again, if it tastes like tofu, that's not good.
Derek doesn't know me very well. I call it the way I see it, so. That's the way I sees it. I call it, right? What Ocho would say, I calls it like I sees it.
8 crazy nights.
Anyway, Johnny, you was that really your ugly, or do you have a real ugly?
I don't really honestly know if I have an ugly.
Okay.
I mean,
that's fair.
Everything is kind of cool. I mean, life at home is good. The weather here is stunningly beautiful. It's my favorite month of the year. I'm geared up to bowl our league finals next week, and then I got a sub for Andrew Anderson's brother Matt for the first week of Summer Sport League on the Viper pattern. So
nice.
That's exciting. No ugly right now, man.
Okay, that's cool.
I don't have anything that's really, really ugly.
I'm wondering how long Ocho can hold that pose. He's done a fantastic job. Like, he's not frozen.
I think he's actually frozen.
No, I don't think he is. Do you think so? No, the TV's moving in the background. I can see the light. That was fantastic, Oach. You did.
Listen, if you'd have said, I can't believe Ocho went back into the Gene Simmons mask, I wouldn't have noticed that either. I don't know.
I meant to like get stuck like this, so it looked a little more apparent.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I'm too late now." But
no, you did a great job, dude. If I didn't see the light flicker,
I caught you guys the one other time, and you were like, "Dude, dump out." Now I start going.
That was hilarious. No, I knew you were being a dick and not selling shit, but like, if I didn't see the TV flicker in the background, then I would have thought you were stuck. That was a great job.
This isn't ugly, but this is funny. You guys obviously know Mike Val.
Of course.
Sure.
So
it's ugly. No, it's already ugly.
I'm
Nailed it.
scrolling through Facebook, and simultaneously, while I'm watching bowling, Mama Phyllis is watching bowling. And Mama Phyllis is on Bowl TV, and they brought in Big Mike from Sweep the Rack podcast, Mike Weinert, into the Bowl TV booth. And they bring up a screen in the bottom corner, so you see Chase and Mike Flanagan and Big Mike sitting in the booth. So what's up, Dave? Good to see you, bro. Your pool looks great, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
They pull up a box, and Phyllis takes a picture, and she posts on Mike Val's wall, "I see you," and it's not even fucking Mike Val. It's Big
that's
Mike.
so great.
So I just put laughing faces everywhere, and then Mike comes back and writes, "Where do you see me?" So then, of course, Phyllis has to text me and goes, "Hey, is that not Mike Val?" I'm like, "No, Mom, that's Big Mike from the other show." But it was an ongoing joke for a little while, so I had to bust her chops on that.
That was so good, dude. Yeah, I saw all that.
I sent it to Brooklyn Rob, and I said, "Here's your worst of the week," and he said, "Hands down."
Nice. Shout out to Sweep the Rack. They're such a good show. Ocho, you have an ugly buddy? And don't say kid songs.
That was it, because I got caught singing them, and someone was like, "What the hell is that?" And I was like, "It's the Color Crew."
All right, my ugly, and you guys are probably
I had to explain it.
You guys are gonna give me shit for this because I did something.
Because it's about food.
No. I did
Popeyes.
a little bit of food involved,
My
but
steak wasn't seasoned.
I kind of lost my shit this morning on the way to work, and I did something
like
illegal.
Feces or like?
Ooh.
No, I did something illegal on the road, to total road rage. So I'm going to work, and it's a 2-lane highway for about 35 miles till I get to I-40 in Lebanon, Tennessee, and I got stuck behind every fucking tractor trailer or dump truck or just fucking somebody just driving so slow. And look, I drive a Dodge Charger. I like to drive fast. I mean, it has a little bit to do with the car. I like to drive fast anyway. I want to get where I'm going as fast as possible, safely, which I typically do. And I'd say 62 was probably our average this morning and a 70-mile-an-hour speed limit, where I typically go 80, 85 on an average day, because typically you could just cruise down there. But look, 2-lane fucking highways, interstates should be outlawed. Like, it should be a minimum 3 fucking lanes. Yeah.
And like pop their tires.
So about the fucking 35-minute mark, and then we're 20 miles in. I'm like, God damn, this is.
And now you're freaking still 30 minutes away from work because you're not making the time you normally make.
And I'm just getting heated. And every time like it clears up, and I'm like, I'm fucking gone. Like, phew, I'm out of here. I hit another fucking pack. Like I'm in Talladega catching up to the fucking lead pack, and they're all fucking.
You're saving gas mileage on the draft.
They're all, well, we're not drafting. We're doing fucking 60 miles an hour.
Whatever the hell it is, I don't know. Draft.
And I'm just, at this point, I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, this is just fucking stupid. And the thing is, because I work in transportation, I've been a dispatcher for 25 years, so I know that most, people call them transfer trucks down here, but tractor trailers are governed. Tractors are governed usually about 70, 72 miles an hour.
Yeah, you ain't going over that.
And they try to fucking pass each other because one is driving slow and the other one wants to go around. Well, obviously it takes that truck, a lot of time to get to speed because they're probably hauling something. Usually it's like, 40,000 pounds. So it takes a while for them to get up to speed because it's a heavy load. Wait for Taryn to get that one.
Load.
68 on Rogers trucks. There you go. And if the other one doesn't want to give and they just want to fucking go side by side for fucking 20 miles, there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. Until today, I did something about it. I got to the point where I'm like, fuck this noise. And
flashed your jugs to the guys.
I slammed it. I went to the fucking breakdown lane and just fucking passed everybody and just fucking did about 140 to my exit. So I was pissed. I think I even had a guy follow me for a while because to try to get my plate because, yeah, I've never done it before in my life. Like, other than to like avoid an accident, I've never purposely gone to the fucking far right breakdown lane with the fucking the goddamn fucking pavement all grizzled up to.
I was gonna say, do they do that little knobbies thing that's supposed to wake you up if you fall asleep or something?
Yes,
like,
the rumble strips.
Yeah. That's like the Weight Watchers thing they have. It's like that belt thing where it jiggles you. Like, you probably lost weight going to work today, Rob.
Well, you know, I made up for it later on. And I'm going to go get breakfast. And I don't normally go to this place. It's called Donut Palace. They have these really cool, like, they call them kolaches. It's like a sausage-filled croissant. Like, they have like.
It's not called clotters, and it mean your arteries.
They have like jalapeno. They have like
anything stuffed in a croissant is not healthy. Just so you know.
I specifically wanted this.
Just so you got a fast food fucking sandwich and move on.
I specifically wanted it, and they didn't have it. Like, they have it every goddamn time I ever go there before, but for whatever reason,
I knew you fucking ripped up the shoulder and then pissed off all the truckers.
You were late, actually. You were there 20 minutes earlier.
You're right. That might have been there. You're absolutely right. So I'm like, this fucking day sucks. So I get whatever they had there. I forgot what it was. It was something else in a croissant. I mean, it was fucking, it was delicious. And I'm like, you know what? This isn't enough food.
Always goes back to food.
I went over to Hardee's. I'm like, you know what? I just need something to go with this.
Something healthy from Hardee's.
I got a milkshake. I got a
Carl's
nuggets.
Jr. out here, guys. For those,
it is Carl's Jr. out there. I am a stress eater, and I'm fucking livid at this point. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go to Hardee's, get a fucking pork chop griller and a cherry coke, and I'm good. So
after breakfast
to do that, I had to go through a little back road from the donut place, and wouldn't you know it, there's this fucking
what donut place? How many places did you go to get food?
Place you had at breakfast.
The donut place had the fucking croissant gimmicks.
The croissant place is a donut shop.
Exactly.
Another good stop.
Oh, thank you.
So I happened to get behind this one motherfucker on this little road, Backtown Road, and it's this goddamn hillbilly in a white pickup truck.
Rob, these are people trying to help you. Don't you see that?
Dude, like, fuck.
You had your breakfast. Don't go to Hardee's, damn it. Wait for lunch.
Dude's driving 25 miles an hour in a 45. And I fucking passed him on a corner, no less. I didn't give a fuck. At this point, I was willing to fucking die for this shit. I was fucking to the point of I'm going to murder somebody. So, or myself. So anyway, I get to fucking Hardee's. I got to wait in line for like 25 minutes because nobody fucking works there. So that I'm even later at this point. So I'm like, fuck it. I call my boss. I'm like, I'll be there when I fucking get there.
I'll be there at 4.
You're right, yeah.
Isn't that crazy, man? That's the same thing out here. Like, even if there's nobody in line at Carl's Jr., it takes 20 minutes to get your food. It's fucking embarrassing. Yeah. It's amazing they're still open. Keep going.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's everywhere, honestly.
Sliders from White Castle on freaking Thursday, and it took me about 18 seconds, man.
Fucking love White Castle. We got one here.
A crave case right now.
Yeah, we only got one in Nashville. That's the only one we got left. But anyway, so my morning is completely fucked up. So work goes relatively fine.
Well, now you had breakfast and lunch at the same time. You should be able to work straight through.
So it's what, 9 a.m.?
I left early. I left about 12:30. And and I'm going home, and wouldn't you know it, I get stuck behind slow people. And it's like, this is 5-6 hours later, but as soon as I get back in the car, I'm back in that fucking mentality. Like, I am so fucking sick of getting stuck behind somebody today. Like, I just, didn't matter what happened between morning and fucking afternoon. So I get to where I'm going to, get my lunch and take it home. And by the way, my mom's here from Colorado. That's why I want to leave early to go see her. And I get to this place where it's called Genghis Grill. You make your own stir fry, and I make my fucking bowl up. I give it to the fucking grill dude. I sit down at the bar, wait for it to get fucking packaged up. 35 fucking minutes later, with nobody in the goddamn place, only 2 people fucking working, I get my bowl, and I'm like, what the fuck is with this day? To top it all off, I get home. It's 85 fucking degrees out in May.
Now you're on tilt.
That's I'm on tilt.
You're
talking about my tilt
mindset.
No.
It's like that movie with Michael Douglas falling. Was it Falling Down, where he just everything goes wrong?
He's like, fuck it, and he's about to kill everybody. I get home. I eat lunch, and and
I ate my 6th meal of the day.
Right.
12:30.
I decide, you know what? The fucking lawn looks like shit because it's rained the last couple of days. It's a nice day out, even though it's fucking hot as balls. I'm going to mow my lawn. I get on my riding tracker because Obviously, look at me. I'm not
with 5 McGriddles.
Yeah. And it doesn't start. I'm like, what the fuck? And this motherfucker is a Craftsman.
I need a McGriddle.
It's a Craftsman from like 05. It's a fucking beast. It runs like a top. I mean, I've never had a problem with it. First time it never fucking cranked right away. So I spent 5 minutes fucking trying to start it. Probably flooded the engine. I don't fucking know.
Preface this that he's a stress eater. So, go
right. So I get the fucking push mower out. I mow the fucking front. I come back and it actually cranks. It starts. So I go around the back of our fence to cut the back of the lawn because nobody fucking does it between the two properties. So I gotta fucking do it. And about 10 minutes later, it fucking dies. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And I can't get it fucking start again. In fact, I cranked it so much that the goddamn battery died. So I'm like, fuck this goddamn day.
You put fuel stabilizer in the damn gas in the freaking winter?
I think it's a carburetor issue. I've been using it
for the last month or two
now. No. I've been using it for the last couple of months. Grass grows early here.
You should have just thrown the day in the trash.
I've been mowing since like March. So,
all right.
Anyways, that just really, I'm sorry to go long, but that just topped off my whole really fucked up day. And it's actually probably the best ugly of all time. It was so fucking bad. A lot of
people seem concerned. I mean,
oh, and I shit my pants while we were fucking podcasting here. That's why I left.
I could have done without hearing.
No, fuck it. I'm an open book. I fucking let one go.
You don't have to be Rob.
I ate so much shit today. I let one go.
This is horrible, and
you know,
I have to know.
Is that why you left for those?
That's why I left, because I shit my pants.
So you didn't officially get clean either. You got crumbs in your drawers at this point. Then
I'm not wearing drawers.
Whatever you did, that wet freaking skate.
My wife just brought me fucking fresh.
You got up. You were only gone for a matter of a few seconds. And
it was about a minute and a half. You guys were talking about Johnny's thumb.
Not clean.
It was a heated debate.
I'm in the shower with the freaking gimmick going up there, and like I'm a hygiene guy.
Taryn thinks it's hot. She's my kind of chick. She's my kind of chick.
I can't believe. You should have opened with that.
I should have. No, I should have.
You're good. It should have been you're good.
Yeah, I shit my pants today. Thank God it wasn't liquidy.
Yep.
Was it like a firm shit?
No. I mean,
he was no. It was. This was. You could tell. This was the. I go where you go. And he got up and he took off.
Where you sharted.
I sharted.
He didn't write us anything. Yes. He didn't write like BRB or anything like that.
No, I said be right back, and I bounced. And you guys were talking about Johnny's thumb.
That is.
It sucks, dude.
I never actually shit my pants, but I have let one go where I'm like, oh my God, where's the nearest restroom? And then like when I take my pants off and there's nothing in my pants.
You're like, whew, yeah, which usually happens, right? But I knew right away, like, this is not going to be fucking good.
Just it not being in your pants isn't a victory, you know?
No, it went through both sides, like both fucking pairs. Like it was that.
Oh God,
it was that bad. Yeah.
Well, Taryn knows I don't wear anything underneath, so
that's true.
I'm very careful.
That's true. This is unfettered shit that you get on Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr.
No pun intended.
Yeah, seriously.
My day already sucks. I might as well just
have more to do. Oh, you still have to do your.
Taryn's daughter shit herself the other day. It was awesome.
Worst of the week, not the worst of the week. That's
Imbecile. Yes,
Imbecile of the week.
Yes, here we go.
Come on.
It's time for everybody's favorite segment.
If you guys don't know how to use a seatbelt, just ring your call button and Tommy will come back there and hit you on the head with a tack hammer.
You know, Lloyd, just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
Here's the Imbecile of the Week.
Some people are really stupid.
All right, this comes from the land of Twitter. I actually hashtag Belmo sucks just to see what would come up because, you never know. There's a lot of two-handed haters, and I found a really, really good one. And look, we've seen a lot of haters of Belmo on this show. This guy takes the cake because I don't even understand what the fuck he's kind of talking about. So this comes from Joe Pirelli Jr. at Legacy Storm on Twitter. God, I can't fucking stand this bottle bitch Australian two-hander. Fuck this guy. Hashtag Belmo sucks. Hashtag bottle bitch.
He's talking about when he popped his cap, right? And Sean Rash was bowling?
Yeah.
And I think Rash called him that.
He did. Very, very good.
Wow. Ocho remembers that, but I don't. That's
by the way,
that's how my day is going. That's how my fucking day is going.
The reason I can hold my pose real tight and without moving is I've been in Taryn's closet for like the last month and she has no clue. So I got to keep my posture real tight. Like she gets clothes around me and has no clue I'm even there.
Yeah. Well, that's
two people called him out on the bottle. Obviously, we all know about Rash. But
it was Brad Angelo at first, right?
And it was Brad Angelo. Brad Angelo.
What the fuck? How does Ocho know this shit? Sorry, Johnny.
I saw it one time and I got it.
One time at band camp.
Brad Angelo was more like, come on, Jace. Like, what are we, 5? Like,
you know better than that.
You know better than that type shit. And now remember, this is at a time when Brad Angelo and Sean Rash were both Brunswick staffers, and Belmo was relatively new to the tour. Mm-hmm. Well, not new. He was already kicking everybody's ass on the tour. This is like, I want to say 2013 or 12 or right around that time. But I know that teams stay together, and Brad don't take shit from anybody. Brad is looking for somebody to start shit with him because he loves to start shit. And he loves to
I met him once and he was such a cool dude.
He is a cool dude, but like...
Oh, you mean like in bowling, like mind games kind of thing?
He's in general. He's a hardcore East Coast Italian. And he has a fucking temper, and he does not like when people are in his face. So he gives it back 10 times harder. Just go watch the match.
He had a thing with Barnes, right?
Brad Angelo and Jason Couch. Just go find that show on YouTube.
Wasn't there also one with Barnes when he threw his Brooklyn and he cheered and Peterson was like, you shouldn't do that.
But Brad, he'll like if you slap out a good break, Brad will be the guy that strikes in the next frame and has to tell you what a real strike looks like.
Yeah.
He's also the guy that if you talk shit and say, does that look like a real fucking strike, then he'll kind of like, he likes to chirp. And at the time, him and Rash were both Brunswick staffers, so they're family. And Rash was starting to see his dominance go away because he's not the best bowler in the world. And I feel like they kind of tag teamed against Belmo and Storm, and the whole idea at that time of the two-hander where they were kind of feeding off each other's emotions. But me personally, I never really
thought they squashed it real quick, Angelo and Belmo, because I forget who won. And
he won is Rash.
Yeah.
But that imbecile comment is just a fucking hater with nothing better.
It's just somebody that hates Belmo no matter what. Like,
probably sitting in his basement with his metal leg chair with a faux wooden top with one dangly light, figuring out who he's going to shoot tomorrow. And we would like to die tomorrow.
You gotta like how he spells his name too, like L3G4CYS70RM Legacy Storm.
I mean, he fell asleep on the keyboard when it asked what his Twitter handle was.
If he's a Storm fucking fan, he shouldn't be shitting on Belmo either.
Oh wait, maybe that was a serial number of his favorite bowling ball?
Maybe.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like he doesn't like him anyway. So on short notice, that's all I found. I gotta do better on this show. I really do. I don't do anything.
Stop shitting yourself, and maybe you'll do better.
That's fair.
That should be a T-shirt, right? Stop shitting yourself, and maybe you'll do better.
We could put that up. We can get. I don't have a graphics guy anymore, and Eli's gone, so I don't have a graphics guy anymore. I need somebody to replace him. Roger says I hate him no matter what. I also know he can beat anyone. Don't have to like him because of that. I mean, that's fair. Nobody liked Jeff Gordon when he won all those races.
You know what? Let's all run with that real quick, because even though I am a Belmo fan and I like Belmo, I understand why there's certain bowlers you just don't like. Like you just do not like to, for whatever the reason, whether you don't like to watch them bowl, whether you look at them and you're like, I just don't like the way this guy looks. I want him to struggle. Do you guys have a bowler like that you just, even though they're good, you just can't seem, you can't.
I can tell you a story, and there's why. Here's why.
Yeah, let's go.
I think it's the AJ Johnson, your pal. Right? You're not friends with him, right?
No.
Is that his name, AJ Johnson? Am I getting that right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He was. They were doing this 5-man thing, right? And every time someone throws a strike, they're like, "All right, let's go. Come on." And I always go, where are we going? So my nephew and I are watching this stuff, and it was like they were behind, and then all of a sudden they start making a comeback, and he throws a good ball, strike, and he goes, "We're not going anywhere. Let's go." And I'm like, well, now I'm confused. Are we going somewhere or are we not? We're not going anywhere, and now we're going? What kind of stupid shit is that? So even like at bowling, my nephew would be like, we're not going anywhere. And I'm like, let's go. So that's all. I just want to hear some dumb shit.
That's fantastic. No, that's great.
So somebody that you don't like for no reason is AJ Johnson.
Yeah, well, no, that was the reason, actually. But
okay, for whatever your reason is. What about you, Rob? Is there somebody that's good that you just don't like?
Tom Smallwood.
Okay, that's an interesting one because I love that man. What's up?
And nothing against him personally, like
or the TV show.
They make a TV show about him. Of all the fucking bowlers in the world, like I understand what he did was pretty cool, but
it is wild. But no one saw it, so no one still knows.
That's
What
true.
did it make it 7 episodes?
Yeah,
They
that's
could've
true.
done that about anybody. The show was awful.
Yeah,
it's not Tom's fault.
No, it's not Tom's fault.
And they had the cook from Waiting in it.
I don't like his approach. It's the worst fucking approach in bowling. He could be the nicest guy in the world, but he looks like shit when he's doing it. I don't know. That's just he rubs me the wrong way when he's on a show. Like, oh fuck this guy. How the fuck did he make it on it?
I bet you Jim Furyk had haters just for that freaking wacky hitch.
Maybe. I'm sure people say the same thing about Butters too. Guys like that have unique releases and all that. But no, I just
unique New York.
I like Tom personally. I can't watch him bowl. It just drives me nuts.
I understand.
It looks like his thumb is on the side of the ball. Am I making that up?
Yeah, he's really kind of loaded and hitched. It's
because I want to do that. I feel like that's probably where your thumb should be. It looks more anatomically correct.
You can do it, but you'd have to have a bent elbow or a cupped wrist. You could never get your wrist straight in the back with it offset. That
How did you just change your accent? You were sounding like you can never get your wrist back in. You sound like you're doing a tobacco commercial all of a sudden.
I don't know.
Goddamn skull. Stephanie says Tom Smallwood looks like
gum and get great tobacco flavor without ever lighting up.
If you're like Big Red, then fuck you.
Yeehaw. All right. I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying, and I'm very straight elbow-id.
Can I give you mine?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh shit! You want to play too?
Yes.
Why not?
I have a couple, but there's one that
it's gonna be like
I feel the way Roger
that we never know.
No, I feel the way that Roger feels about Belma, about this guy, Brad Miller.
Aw,
Brad Miller. No, come on.
I love Brad.
So does everybody, and I think that's
not Kyle though.
Problem. I'm like, he is a good bowler.
He's a good bowler.
He is not a great bowler.
No.
He reminds me of a character from like The Hobbit. Or
he looks like Ron Howard's brother.
He looks like he doesn't need any makeup, and he can perform in any one of those movies.
He looks like Ron Howard's brother, the goofy brother.
And I guess the reason why I never really liked him to begin with is I feel like he became Tom Clark's butt buddy so fast.
Uh-oh.
We don't know any of this.
No, what are you talking about?
This is unfettered, right?
But no,
that's pretty unfettered. I'm just saying.
Like, why of all people? Like, oh, great, you're best friends with Tom Clark. Fucking
is he?
awesome.
No. Tell us that part.
No, they were like Tom Clark is a huge Brad Miller fan, and I guess to me, you kind of have to do something in this sport to gain the fanship of the commissioner. So that always pissed me off about him.
It's his YouTube show.
I'm just not a fan of the guy. I don't like watching him bowl. I think he's mediocre in the sport.
But you're okay with Kyle Sherman, right?
Oh, I think Kyle's fantastic.
All right, there we go.
Kyle's great.
Yeah, and I have nothing against Brad. I've never spoken a word to Brad, but we're talking about guys we personally don't fucking like for whatever reasons we have. And I'm telling you right now, that's my pick. I don't fucking... when I watch him bowl, I hope he's in the 80s.
So that's why when I bring up fucking Brad and Kyle's podcast or their YouTube show over the months here, and you're just like, nah, you just totally no fucking sell it. That's why you don't fucking like Brad Miller. That's I get it.
I don't like anything about what
I like listening to his breakdown of things. Like he's an intelligent guy that knows a lot about the game. He just doesn't fucking do what he says.
Are you sure it's not his very symmetrical head?
That's what I'm talking about. He reminds me of I've never seen those movies. But he just looks like he just looks like he'd be that character. Or I have seen Your Highness with Danny McBride and James Franco, the guy that doesn't have a dick in the movie. That's he could have played that part, and it would have been fucking perfect.
That's
the consigliere or the.
How did I not come up? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! How did I not think of that?
That's fucking. I'm never gonna not think of that now. Every time I see him now,
we got to put that up as one of our logos or something.
Oh, that's amazing. That's a great way to end the show. Now, look, I get it. Brad, we love you. If you ever watch this show,
there's nothing not to like about him unless you're me, who just doesn't like anything about him. Other than if Ben Bleacher and Stephanie are saying he's a nice guy and he's best friends with Kyle Sherman, okay, he is a great guy. I'm still entitled to my opinion.
You are.
Fucking want to finish last every week.
That's
Jesus.
wow.
Now you want the guy to not make any fucking money.
Now it's getting personal. Like, I don't fucking care if he breaks his fucking.
I hope you're homeless. I hope you're homeless, you freaking
Look,
loser.
you don't like AJ Johnson because he says, let's go. And
I don't want him to freaking be homeless. I'm not wishing freaking evil on the guy.
I don't like Tom's approach. I think it looks stupid.
But I'm not like I got a freaking voodoo.
I don't wish him ill, like break his fucking arm.
You know who's close to Brad Miller for me is Tom Doherty.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of that.
That's another one.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Shit, I think I got the wrong guy.
You, AJ Johnson?
This the TB. Oh, shit. I don't know. Shit. But now I think, oh, shit. I got to, oh, shit. I might have to change.
Oh, you're an asshole. You're a fucking.
Damn it. Well, I'll just leave them both in there and do a freaking lottery. Shit. I don't fucking know these guys. I didn't know who the fuck Johnny Petraglia was.
He literally did not know who your father was. That's fantastic.
That's fine. That's okay.
That story will never get old.
And we
with
were
me.
friends.
Yeah, that story will never get old. Watching ESPN Classic. Oh, Johnny Petraglia Open. That's weird. So you saw Johnny Petraglia. Nothing.
No, I didn't see that.
Didn't ring a fucking bell, huh? You didn't put two and two together.
I didn't
Steph
see them
wants to know
until
if you're
afterwards.
glitching, Oach.
No, that's just my time of the month.
All right. I think we're about done here.
I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we are.
I'm a little flat.
There's nowhere to go but down from here. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You are
Darren.
not flat. Your left arm looks like the top of an ice cream cone.
We're just going to watch the movie Twin
There's
Peaks.
a little swirl right on the top.
Taryn, message me when we go to the show.
No, don't, because he's serious, and he's a fucking weirdo. I'm the one in your closet.
Pot meat kettle, Ocho. Just saying.
Yeah, well, I get away with it because I already knew she didn't wear any. I was in that drawer looking for them.
Real quick, Johnny, who were you predicting to go to the finals for the players?
I think it's going to be Jacob.
Oh, who's the top four? Hold on, because I want.
Well, let's recap here. I'll bring it back up here, Ocho, so you can get caught
give me
up.
Gimmicks.
Okay.
And this is still a race to 2. We don't get a best 2 out of 3 then?
Nope, still a race to 2.
Even though they only got okay, all right. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh, gotcha. All right, right on.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna take Butters over O'Neal. All the momentum's in his corner. He knows what to do. He's the only lefty left. I'm gonna take Butters in that match. I think it will go to a roll-off.
Okay.
McCune and Simo is such a toss-up for me right now because Anthony always bowls well. So you have to beat Anthony, right?
Right. Anthony could beat himself. Like Kevin knows he has to beat Anthony, but I mean, Anthony, in order to lose, he just has. If he's in his own head and he beats himself, I mean, it's just that's the only way Kevin can win is if Anthony isn't. Fucking
I mean, I want Butters to win, but if Butters doesn't win, I would like to see McCune O'Neal, simply because that means somebody else is guaranteed in the Super Slam. Whereas, if Butters bowls Simo, it even adds more to the issue of how you're going to fill the other spots for the majors.
Which you mentioned last week,
two or more multiple champions, right? But I'm going to take Jacob Buttriff going against Kevin McCune.
Okay. I like that. And
those are my picks.
Okay.
Even though I picked Bill O'Neal to win last week or the week before.
Yeah.
So who wins with your guys? Oh, what'd you say? Over? You said Butters over? Oh, no, wait. You said Butters over McCune?
Butters beating O'Neal, and I got McCune beating Simo.
And then, we're not going to do the final. We'll do the finals next week then?
Yeah.
Okay, right on.
Yes, we will. Ocho.
Well, actually, no, because the finals are on Sunday.
Oh, it is on Sunday. Okay, then we can do it then.
So give me your final then, damn it.
I got Jacob beating Kevin McCune for the title.
Okay. I like it. Ocho, what do you think?
So I'm going to go with, I think like it's going to be one of these nostalgia things, like when Nicklaus almost won the Masters in '98. He didn't know. I mean, I think he went when Mark O'Mara won his first one. I think that was, and Nicklaus finished, I think, in 3rd or 4th. But I think O'Neal is going to beat Butters because O'Neal when in his last match he didn't have to do much. I don't mean is by score. I mean the ball.
No, true. He didn't have to.
He had a good track. He didn't have to do anything drastic. broke 8 boards or whatever. I don't even know if that's the right words or what, but like the ball was nice and steady. It was the hockey stick, like he used to say, right?
Yeah.
JP?
Right. Yes.
So if that shot's there, which it's supposed to be, I would assume. I mean, less bowlers now. And I think Simo's going to beat McCune because McCune got a lot of breaks, and Simo's going to be in play the whole time. I feel like he's not going to make any mistakes, and that's going to keep him from losing. And then Simo's going to beat O'Neal, but I'm rooting for O'Neal to beat Simo.
Okay,
just
that's
FYI.
fair.
Okay.
And look, EJ was in that match the entire time. Like he was in that the entire time as well. Like let's not look like Kevin wasn't a world beater. Like
no, it was a one frame. He beat him in that one frame, right?
So let's keep that in mind as well. Nothing against McCune. But.
It was what did oh, matter of fact, didn't EJ need to make a pin on a 710 pocket 710? He needed to make a pin, and they would have tied. He missed it, and he lost and then
no, he left the 710 to allow Kevin the opportunity to win the game by just needing a mark.
Right, but had he gotten the mark that he did, if he made the pin, it would have been a tie. But he missed both pins in the 710 split. Even if he hit one pin on the fill ball,
you are correct.
It was 213 to 212, I think.
You are correct. I almost said Eugene, then I almost said Don. Kevin did not have to strike when EJ did not fill the wood on the 7.
Right. He would have had to double if he filled it.
That's two people that said Ocho's stuttering or glitching.
I just panicked. No, I just panicked when I was trying to say
Don't know. But yeah. So I just want to give a little perspective to the McCune thing. Like he didn't bowl that fantastic either.
And that doesn't mean shit either.
No, it doesn't mean. I mean, it's a fresh day. No.
Exactly. But that's all I'm going by. If anybody did get a little bit of a break, it was McCune.
Thank you, Sonny. Simo's going to be Simo. I don't see him cracking at this point. Like he's just.
I don't understand how. I can't even believe I'm saying this right now. But the more I analyze the Player of the Year race, it has to be closer.
It has to be.
I'm reading Roger's comments in the corner. I get it. EJ's led every major. I get it. He's won 2 majors. He's won 5 titles this season. I get all that. But he also missed an event. He also missed a cut. And what Statina just said, he missed the cut at the doubles.
Yep.
Anthony didn't. Anthony has not finished lower than 10th in one event this season.
That's right.
And is going for his 2nd major.
Consistency should matter.
Is that his 3rd win of the year, or would that only be Anthony's 2nd win of the year?
I think it's his second, maybe.
I don't know if Anthony's won other than the major. That's going to be that's why it's still a landslide, because EJ's got 5 titles.
Is it a landslide though? I mean, like consistency.
It's a landslide in the respect that titles outweigh top 10 finishes when you look at it like that.
That's fair.
It's
especially with his little number of tournaments they have now. Not number of tournaments, but I mean they're just way less than they used to be.
Be his second major of the year, his
second
second title.
Second major, but he doesn't have any other victories this year. Anthony doesn't.
No, but let's just say he does win and wins the doubles and possibly wins the Super Slam and goes to the finals and wins the PBA finals. Like, does that put him in the
Super Slam? Is no points.
Okay, no points at all.
This is the last event for points.
It is okay.
Is the doubles. And again, I think it's a little bit out of reach, but there was certainly a closer contest than ever should have existed with the season EJ's having. We can at least give Simo kudos there.
Is it a vote? Stephanie says it's a vote. It doesn't go off points in titles?
Yeah, no, this is votes, man.
I read that quick, and I swear I looked like it said off earnings, titties and points.
Yeah, titties and points.
Titties and points. Cheaters, though, that's the problem.
Titties and points.
And that's the other thing is she's right. It also does come down to a favorite person battle. And
that's fucked. That's like the fucking Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Is it a popularity
from the outside
contest?
looking in, do you think it's safe to say that more people are EJ fans than Simo fans?
Yeah,
or
especially if Simo had that little breakdown. I don't know. That rubbed people the wrong way in the press conference.
As far as the voters, but
I was not aware of that. Then what the fuck is the point of points then?
Well, yeah, because you have to have everything established to do it, but the voters have the final say.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Simo won in Wichita. Okay, so Simo's got
2 wins, possibly 3, and 2 majors.
He's still going to be too short with more events bowled.
Right. But then again, like you said, making
top 10 every week, though.
Right. I think it's got to be closer.
Going out a full season on tour and never finishing lower than 10th.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hey.
Well, we'll see. I guess. Well, that sucks. I didn't know that. That bothers me. Like, fuck that. That's stupid. I'm sorry. That's stupid. It's like I said. It's like the Baseball Hall of Fame. It's a popularity contest. If you don't like a player, he's not going to get in. Like, it's just fucking stupid.
Man,
all right.
Benjamin's got some fun talk going.
Benjamin's fucking fantastic and a great name too. I love alliteration. Benjamin Bleacher.
You guys know that's my best friend's brother, right?
No, I didn't know that. I haven't seen him here before.
That's Susie's older brother.
He's got 5 titties, apparently. So, yeah. No, Baxter. All right, guys. We're going to...
Can we go?
Yes.
I don't have a Twitter.
We're going to go... No.
I do. I just don't know it.
At the Dr Ocho for Ocho. At Johnny...
Nobody's tweeted me.
At JPJR07 for Johnny. At Rad Rob Gaming for me. If you guys here watching on Facebook are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go there. And just search Straight Up 5 podcast and subscribe. All of our live streams from the past weeks are in there. And if you want to listen to something on the way to work or in the gym on the treadmill like Ocho, subscribe to the audio version of the show on any podcast app, right, Ocho? Literally anywhere you can find a podcast.
Leave us a good review. Say how great we are. And
yes, leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We don't push that
Our
enough.
professionalism is unmatched.
Yes, that is absolutely right. And we'll be back here for another show next week, recapping the Holman Roth doubles and the second week
correct predictions,
the finals of the Players Championship. Everyone, thank you for being here. Good night. Nope, wrong button. Sorry. Hold the pose, Oach. Hold the pose. Hold the pose.
Such a dick.
Good night, everybody. All right, we're done.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening to this edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. You can follow the show on Twitter at Straight Up 5 Pod. Follow Johnny Jr. at JPJR07. Follow Rad Rob at Rad Rob Gaming. And follow Dr. Ocho at the Dr. Ocho. Got a question for Johnny? Send your questions to straightup5podcast@gmail.com. We'll see you next time for another edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. Right here on the Rad Rob Radio Network.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.